What's going on, people? It's Memorial Day, and I'm about to turn the radio off because officials and authorities are all talking shit. You know, we're still recovering from the shock of Uvalde, and all authorities can do is try to find ways to save face. Fuck them all. Lying cocksuckers. And with that on my mind, with today being the hell holiday that it is, I don't think that's what the veterans and all of our parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles who served, did they die for us to end up in the shithole that we're in now, where our elected leaders constantly lie to us, hoodwink us, throw us under the bus, literally let our children be slaughtered? Is that what veterans died for? Is that what people in the military are serving for? I don't think so. So as much as my channel here is about music, it's about my life. And so things that concern me, you're going to hear about. And I've said it many times, if you don't like that, just turn me off. I'm not running a popularity contest. I'm not. I'm here to share what's important to me. And obviously, music is very important to me. And because of my age, record collecting was the deal. As a little boy, records captivated me. And thankfully, it's stayed with me in my entire life. I'm really thankful because I'm able to derive a lot of joy from simple things. I don't have to have a lot of money. I don't have to have a lot of fast cars and just stuff to be satisfied. I can enjoy those things, but I'm so glad that I can still appreciate the simplicity of sitting outside, enjoying the sunshine, the simple joy of a cup of coffee or tea, and the exquisite joy of listening to wonderful music. I wish the people in office who are ruining this planet could come to their senses. I wish. It ain't going to happen, but I'm always going to say it. So, some records. I put a bunch of records away that I didn't show you. Yeah, and that little yeah, there you go. So last night I binged a little bit on Kraftwerk, Telephone Call. This has 3 different versions on here, including the German language version. These are my dudes. And then the Robots. The Robots is one of my favorites songs of theirs, and in particular the remix versions, which is on here, Robotronic. I love it. Kraftwerk. What's still sitting out? This. Azimuth. John Taylor, Norma Winstone, and Kenny Wheeler. More of that ECM goodness. And primarily led by John Taylor's piano playing on this. No, he doesn't sound like Keith Jarrett, thankfully, or anyone else. Reflective is the feeling overall of this album. Really nice. Here's one where it's like it's always a discovery when I listen to it because I can't remember it. Bablicon. This is a group that is made up of people who were in Neutral Milk Hotel, folks associated with Tortoise and some other bands. Excuse me. This is really very good, and it's an interesting mixture of seemingly klezmer, free jazz, some influence from Rock and Opposition, primarily instrumental. This is really good. It is hard to classify. Bablicon. This is the kind of thing I really like, though. You know, that it's like a thing unto itself. But it touches on many different references. It's not jazz, and yet there's a lot of jazzness to the sound of this record. Bablicon, pretty cool. I was up in the B's when I grabbed that, so I also grabbed this because Babe Ruth is one of those bands from the 70s that got lumped into prog rock, and they're not prog, they're a hard rock band that also attempts to do funk. Never cared for the lead singer. Jenny is her name. I get the impression, well, so much sexism involved in music. She, to me, comes off like a prop. And there's only really a couple songs on this album that save it for me. Amar Caballero by Babe Ruth. Some of the things where they're trying to be funky are like they do Cool Jerk. It's embarrassing. It's horrible to me. It's horrible. How did they... Who on earth in that band thought that this was a good idea to do that song? It's terrible. And yet on the very same album are these beautiful pieces like Broken Cloud, the second track on this album. It saves the album. Broken Cloud, beautiful. Has a bit of an American Indian sound to it. Beautiful. Here's one that I think that this was sent to me, because I wouldn't have known about it otherwise, and I haven't played it since it was sent to me, and that was a mistake, because this is really, really good. Surprisingly good. Ambient, soundscapes, electronic. This is really good to be unknown. Squim. And this is a limited edition. I have number 23 of 350 copies. I think the artist sent this to me. The covers are all different pieces of art. I looked it up online. This I played all the way through. I kept thinking, what is it? Who is this? This is like, it's on the same level as the people we're always talking about, Klaus Schultz. And it doesn't sound like him, but it's like it's on that level. I was really kind of blown away at how good, notice how I keep saying it, I wasn't imagining it. Really, really good. Squim. Last week I had made a post on Facebook where I said, in effect, that so many of us are so busy trying to acquire more things that we don't appreciate what we already have. And I was talking really to myself as much as everybody else, because as a record collector and being addicted to it, you just get to a point where you just want to go and buy records. And I don't need any more records. Record collectors, none of us need more records. We like buying records, looking for them, browsing, etc. But the Squim is a perfect example of what I was talking about, is that I've got stuff here to discover in my own collection, to rediscover, and some stuff to discover anew that I never really focused in on. Here's one that I picked up because of who the band is, Hoelderlin from Germany, Fata Morgana. I have their first album on CD, which is a progressive rock gem. It is. This is them moving more into commercial territory, kind of like Gentle Giant and Civilian. The tunefulness of the band is still evident. Several of these songs, musically, melodically, are interesting and not typical, but the vocal trajectory and then other songs on here, it's obvious they're trying to keep the record contracts. And it's a shame that you have to dumb down music to get more people to listen to it. But it's true that, simplicity, if it's hard to remember, that's an issue. If you have to work at listening, that's an issue. A lot of people aren't interested in investing. If they hear something and it catches them, well, they'll remember that and they'll hear it again. The next thing you know, they want to hear it or they can't escape it. That's some of the thinking with the dumbing down of great music, is trying to sell it to more people, which is a damn shame. But that's the way life is, isn't it? And that's the way we're built. Looking forward to tomorrow. Very, very happy. Again, Mauricio, that's awful cool of you, and frankly, I see where people have been guests on other people's channels. I'm not opposed to that. I ain't gonna bite you. I'll talk to you. And there's a lot of other artists I would love to speak to, to interview. Someone I'd really like to talk to is Ryuichi Sakamoto. He really inspires me. He does. He inspires my music writing. Directly, he does. He's someone I would love to talk to. I used to think that I wanted to meet Peter Gabriel, and over the years that's faded. I still love his music, but he's not as intriguing as he used to be. Sakamoto as an artist still intrigues me. More Mother. Yeah, I'd like to meet her. I wouldn't even mind trying to play music with her, trying to create some sound work with her. People like that. Yeah, definitely. So that's what's up this morning, and I hope that your holiday today, for those who celebrate Memorial Day in America, because I know people are watching all over the world, have a good, safe holiday. I see that we have potentially bad weather in the country today, so I hope that it doesn't rip us a new ass. I hope that we don't have a bunch of bad weather today in the country. Okay, that's basically what's on my mind this morning, and I hope you all are doing well, and let me know how you're doing.